Hi, I'm Ethan. I love muzzleloading. Today we finally have some decent news about percussion caps here in the United States. First off, I want to say I'm really sorry about the condition of my voice. I've been fighting a respiratory infection for the past week or so. Starting in the last week of June here in 2023, we saw a name come up in percussion caps that we have not seen for 2 years or more here. Powder Valley was the first to get their RWS 1075 and 1075 Plus caps listed for sale on the website, but it did not take long for other distributors to get their caps in stock and listed online. The next day after Powder Valley listed theirs as restocked, we saw Graf & Sons list 1075 and 1075 Plus caps. On the third day after Powder Valley and Graf & Sons listed RWS caps as in stock, we saw other distributors like Taylor's Firearms Company, muzzleloaders.com, and Flintlock's LLC, as well as Travelers Tradings and Antiques, all listing a variety of RWS caps in stock. What's been interesting about this is that it seems that a distributor either got RWS 1075 and 1075 Plus caps, or they got RWS musket caps. While it is good news that we're seeing these caps come back into stock here, the sticker shock for many of you, including myself, is going to be a little bit jarring. The RWS caps do come in a tin of 250 caps for your 1075 and 1075 Plus caps, but you're looking at spending about $37, $38 before you get into shipping and hazmat with this recent restock of caps. So for those of you out there that are looking for the best caps available on the market, either for hunting accuracy and durability or for competition shooting, you may be willing to pay this amount, this increased amount, to get some of these RWS caps and restock your own personal inventories here. We don't have concrete numbers about how many of these caps have come into the United States here in this wave, but it seems like some distributors are receiving as many as 1 million caps with this restock, which is really great to hear. I spoke with several distributors at the NMLRA Spring Nationals in the middle of June, and they said they had received a restock of CCI number 11 caps, but they'd only received about 25,000 when in a normal year they'd receive 250,000 for that kind of early summer restock. So there's still a little bit of limited availability here, and that could be influencing the increased price of these caps. But I will say, to their credit, Powder Valley originally had these RWS 1075 caps listed at $55 per tin, and then shortly after publishing the news that these had been restocked, Powder Valley reached out and said, hey, we've adjusted the price of these according to demand and availability here to try to make sure that as many people as possible can get these caps. So while we are seeing limited availability, we are seeing these distributors trying to make it easy or accessible as much as they can for people to get these caps with the amount of demand that they're seeing versus the inventory that they have. For those of you unfamiliar with the RWS 1075 and 1075 Plus caps, they are made to be compatible with number 11 nipples for your muzzleloader. So if you have kind of a contemporary made Hawken or a percussion style muzzleloader that you have a number 11 nipple on it and you've shot number 11 CCI caps for years, then these 1075 and 1075 Plus caps should fit on there great, and you should see no difference in performance and reliability. But the RWS caps, like I said, are generally regarded as the better caps on the market, so they might burn slightly hotter and be a little quicker, maybe a little bit more reliable. But I think if you're just kind of a general muzzleloading enthusiast, you're not going to notice a lot of difference other than they perform really well. I will say too that the 1075 Plus caps are designed to be more of a Magnum style percussion cap. So if you're used to shooting a CCI or a Winchester number 11 Magnum cap in your muzzleloader, if you're shooting a black powder substitute like Pyrodex or 777, you should, or you might want to point to those 1075 Plus caps to refill your stock of the Magnum caps that you may have had before. I know we've had a lot of ups and downs with different manufacturers and different names over the past few years. There are a lot of scams going on out there. The RWS name is legendary in muzzleloading, especially in contemporary muzzleloading. My family has used their caps in competition for generations really. I still have some old RWS tins from when my grandfathers shot competitively. So I fully recommend and fully want to ensure you that those caps are going to be right. They're going to be good, and it's not a scam. Nobody's trying to take you, at least on the cap manufacturing side here. When it comes to ordering these, though, you want to make sure that you're ordering them, as always, from a reputable business with a reputable name. Don't go out there and buy from, ammostore.com or percussioncap.com or there's a ton of fake names and fake businesses out there. And we've talked about muzzleloading scams a lot here on the channel because we still see people getting hit by them. But so if you want to order some of these RWS percussion caps, please go through a reputable, known business. There are tons of muzzleloading businesses out there that have been doing this for generations. There's plenty to purchase from, and we're seeing availability of these caps spread through several distributors here. So you have some options. The price point's not going to be very different, but you have options from reputable dealers and businesses. And I want to make sure that you're being directed to those dealers and those businesses that aren't going to scam you. As always, look out for payment processing like Zelle, like Cash App, like Bitcoin, or PayPal, friends and family. Those are your key indicators, your key red flags to a business online that could be scamming you. We've had a lot of questions over the past few months about cap manufacturing and cap inventory. According to Powder Valley here, they're saying that they do know the caps that they received are new stock from the manufacturer. So RWS, at least now that we know of, is producing caps, and they are producing these number 11 caps, or have produced these 1075 caps, I should say here. So the rumor going around a couple years ago that RWS was getting out of percussion caps and getting out of muzzleloading, that seems to be calmed for right now. I will say, though, that none of the distributors I'm talking to about these RWS caps know if or when more are coming in. So we're seeing 1 million or so caps coming into certain distributors here in the United States, which is quite a few, but we don't know when there's going to be more. So RWS might be on kind of a varied production cycle here, where really the last caps we saw from them were a few years ago, and that might just be a few year processing timeline. I hope it's not that way, and I'm not encouraging panic buying here. I want everybody to have as many caps as they need. I really do. But I want to say if you're maybe sitting on the fence and you want to wait for a next restock or wait until you get closer to some of the hunting seasons to come up, you might want to consider ordering some caps now, because I think we've all kind of learned here is in regards to powder and caps, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush right now. So if you can get in with some buddies or with your club and save a little bit on a larger order with a smaller hazmat fee, spread out per item, really is how that works, because the hazmat fee is applied to the entire order. So the more caps you purchase, or the more powder that you purchase, the more that hazmat fee is split among those different products. But that's kind of tangential to what I'm talking about here. We have not heard anything about any updates on CCI caps. So right now we know we have the RWS caps. It sounds like there's some older stock of CCI caps moving through some of the distributor networks, but it's not nearly enough to meet demand right now. So that's really the update I have for you on caps right now. I'm sorry that it's not more solid, but I do want to say that I'm super happy to see RWS caps coming in. If they were getting out of muzzleloading and getting out of primers and caps and things, that would be a pretty big bummer for us. We don't need to lose any more manufacturing. We don't need to lose any more distribution right now. So having these come in is really great, I think. Like I said, I wish they were a little more cost effective, but we're seeing costs go up on everything. So right now we're kind of in a bind. That's where we're at. That's kind of the news on percussion caps right now. I'm kind of watching things closely. We're waiting on seeing CCI caps coming back in from this new manufacturing run, but we're expecting that in July and August here. So I'll be sure to let you know as soon as I start seeing some new manufactured CCI caps coming in. Once again, I'm Ethan. I love muzzleloading. If you'd like to learn more about this or anything else related to muzzleloading, please visit ilovemuzzleloading.com. And I will say that I talk about and I publish lists and links to a ton of reputable muzzleloading dealers No, it's free of charge. It's not sponsored or anything, but I do so to direct people away from the scams that are out there. So as always, please do your research before you go out and buying supplies. Ask on the forums, ask on the Facebook groups, and just do a little research. You can save yourself quite a bit of money by not getting scammed. So please do some research and shop safely.